Welcome to the Cox3.com post-game show. High school volleyball here at San Clemente High School. The South Coast League opener between the San Clemente Tritons and the Trabuco Hills Mustangs. A sweep by San Clemente tonight, Paul Westphal.
Well, the first was an absolute beatdown as Trabuco Hills really had a tough time serving. They had a lot of unforced errors, but I thought they played much better in the second and the third. Both those scores are deceiving. Trabuco Hills was solidly in those sets, deep into the particular sets, but then San Clemente just used their powerful front line to overpower the Mustangs and were able to capture the sweep, but I saw good things from both teams. Yeah,
absolutely. It was a very impressive night for the San Clemente Tritons, ranked number, 2 in Orange County, 3 in Orange County. They keep going back and forth between Huntington Beach, Corona Del Mar, and San Clemente, but an impressive start for them as they start 1-0 in league. Trabuco Hill starts 0-1. Let's check in with Bob Gibson, who talked to members of the winning team.
Thanks, guys. We're here with Brandon Hopper and Coach Ken Goldstone. And Brandon, you guys have kind of breezed through those first two sets pretty easily. Got a little sloppy there in the third. What do you do as one of the leaders to try to rally your guys and close this thing out?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to pass. It's all about the passing. I think we really put it together. It was nice to get a sweep right off first game of the league. So, yeah, it turned out really well for us.
It's getting late in the season. Do you guys really feel like you're playing your best volleyball here at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the last couple tournaments, we've been doing really well. Best of the West and OC. So, yeah, I think we're really starting to put it together. Start of leagues. It's been good. Yeah.
Congratulations, Coach. Happy with what you saw here tonight?
Yeah, I really am. It's with all the with Cox being here and a good team on the other side and a first league match as well. I wanted to come out and be aggressive and just focus on what we had to do against them, and with all the ex-players here, we wanted to put on a good performance. That's.
What do you work on when you see your team kind of, as I mentioned to Brandon, kind of breeze through those first two sets, and then how do you keep them motivated there in that third to close it out? And Trabuco really made a nice little rally there to make it close.
We did. We talked about every time we switched over on the other side of the court, we talked about keeping the momentum, keep playing hard, stay aggressive, and sometimes you go through those lulls like all teams do, but you just want to keep playing hard, and good things happen when you do.
Obviously, you've coached so many great teams. Where does this one fit in? How good can they be when it's all said and done?
I think this team has a lot of talent, especially this guy right here. He was an all-week middle blocker, and we switched him over to the outside hitter position. Now he has to defend in the back row and pass. But we have some talented kids. We're just trying to make sure we gel at the right time, and that's at the end of the year.
All right, congratulations, Coach. Congratulations, Brandon. And back over to Paul and Gordon.
All right, taking a look at the final numbers from tonight's match, Paul.
Well, you knew that San Clemente would win the battle of the blocks because of that enormous front line and all the depth that they have. But you also knew that Trabuco Hills had to go for it from the service line, and unfortunately 17 service errors. They had their moments with 3 aces and a number of tough serves, but 17 service errors was just too many.
Yeah, Brendan Schooler, very impressive for Trabuco Hills. He led the team with 12 kills, and boy, we saw a lot of great talent from him tonight.
Oh, I'll tell you, he's a terrific athlete, of course, a terrific football player as well, but a young man that I think shows that he's got that competitive fire when you're a two-sport athlete like that. And then I thought that Trabuco Hills is a young team. They only play 3 seniors significantly, and this is a team that's going to be awfully good by the time the season ends, and they're going to be very good next year, so watch out for the Mustangs. But in San Clemente, this is a team that I think they're trying to work in 2 new setters. So you're going to see some moments where there's maybe not as crisp an offensive attack or transition attack as you might see later on. But once they decide, I think they're going to have to go to a 5-1 and decide on one setter, and if they decide to do that with all of the depth they have as far as the multiple hitting options that this team possesses, even though Division I is a gauntlet with the likes of Huntington Beach, Corona Del Mar, Loyola, Miracosta, et cetera, San Clemente is going to be right in the thick of things come playoff time.
Absolutely. Very tough division. Of course, Brandon Hopper, we heard from him, led the San Clemente Tritons with 12 kills on his way to UC Santa Barbara. Boy, what a special night, though. We got to witness it here. We showed you some of it throughout the actual Cox 3 full game broadcast, but it was 50-year anniversary. They've been celebrating that all school year, 50 years of San Clemente High School, and they honored a lot of the great high school volleyball players that played here at San Clemente High School over the last 40 years. Bob Gibson had a chance to catch up with one of the original coaches.
The legendary Jack Iverson joins us. And Coach, what was it like, think back so many years ago, to build this program here, literally? How difficult or how easy maybe was it to put it together?
It was a little bit of a challenge because Volleyball was considered a minor sport when it started in 1974, and there's a little resistance to it, and we wanted to get good athletes out. We did, like with Bob Yoder and some other, who was the best athlete in the school in 1974, and that gave us credibility, and it's just a very good feeling to see it sustain itself and keep going.
Was it a hard sell to some of the best athletes to say, hey, come out and play volleyball, or was it easy maybe finding kids off the beach that were already doing it?
Really, the beach gave us a great advantage. And in the early years of high school volleyball, if you were a beach school, you had a tremendous advantage. Now there are good schools all over the country, including inland schools.
You went from a coach who was learning things, obviously, the '84 Olympics, that was a chance to see how the game was played at upper levels. Now you've become the coach that other people approach now, and they want to know how to put programs together. What's that like for you to be in that role of a mentor now?
It's something I appreciate doing. I enjoy teaching fundamentals still, and it's nice to go ahead and be a mentor to other coaches and try to go ahead and help them with whatever they need help with.
And it's got to be fun to see all these ex-players and people coming back to celebrate this 50-year anniversary.
It's great to see them, and for the other two coaches and myself, it's more a matter of what kind of young men have they turned into, not just their great records and what they did in college, some of them what they did in the Olympics, but that they have become good husbands, good fathers, and given back to the community. That's been the biggest satisfaction.
Well, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the night and have fun.
Thank you very much for doing this.
Just 3 coaches since 1974. Very impressive for San Clemente High School. Of course, we saw Coach Iverson, Coach Hurlbut, and now Coach Goldstone.
Well, that is remarkable, but it's a tribute to the rich tradition here at San Clemente and the family atmosphere that they have fostered. This is going to be a very good team by the season's end, and of course, the league title will probably come down, as it has in recent years. The 2 matches with Dana Hills should determine 1 and 2 in the South Coast League, but both those teams are going to be very difficult to dislodge come playoff time.
Absolutely. Good start for San Clemente in the South Coast League as they sweep Trabuco Hills 3-0. They begin the season 1-0. Trabuco Hills starts the season 0-1. San Clemente now 15-2 overall, so a very good start to their season overall. That's going to do it. He's Paul Westfall. I'm Gordon Spencer for Bob Gibson. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the Cox3.com post-game show.